For as long as humans have looked at the world, we've assumed we were the only ones truly speaking. We viewed the animal kingdom as a symphony of noise, barks, chirps, and whistles that signify little more than hunger or fear. But what if we were just deaf to the complexity? Imagine if a whale could recount the history of the oceans from centuries ago. Or if birds could warn us of a natural disaster, hours before our sensors even twitch. If we could truly understand them, the human world would be forced to look in the mirror. We'd have to confront a global food system where the animals we raise can finally tell us their story. And we'd have to accept that we aren't the only intelligent species on this planet. Today, we are on the verge of a great translation. Driven by AI and digital bioacoustics, we are beginning to decode the secret languages of Earth. If we succeed, it won't just change how we see animals. It will fundamentally rewrite the history of life itself. This is the story of what happens when the rest of the world finally finds its voice. Do animals actually communicate with each other? It's a question that has puzzled scientists and philosophers for centuries. Is that birdsong outside your window a meaningful conversation, or just a biological reflex when a dog wags its tail, or a whale sings into the darkness of the deep ocean? Are they sharing information, or just making noise? The truth is, communication in the wild is far more sophisticated than we ever imagined. It isn't just about sounds. It's a language of sight, smell, and touch. From the complex social hierarchies of chimpanzees to the chemical GPS systems of an ant colony, the animal kingdom is constantly talking. We just had to learn how to listen. First, let's talk about sound. For many species, the air and the water are filled with a constant stream of data. Take the vervet monkey. They don't just scream when they're scared. They use specific alarm calls that act like words. One sound means leopard, and the troop climbs higher into the trees. A different sound means snake, and they stand on their hind legs to scan the grass. It is a primitive vocabulary, used for survival. But sound goes even deeper than that. In the vast silence of the ocean, whales and dolphins use sound to see. Through echolocation, they map out their world in total darkness. Recent studies suggest that dolphins even have signature whistles, essentially individual names they use to call out to one another across miles of open water. If this isn't language, it's the closest thing to it we've ever found. Animal kingdom. What you see is often a matter of life, death, or legacy. Take the peacock. That iconic, shimmering fan of feathers isn't just for show. It is a biological billboard, a complex signal of health and genetic strength. By using color and symmetry, the peacock speaks to potential mates without making a single sound. But visual language isn't always that loud. Sometimes, it's as simple as the wag of a tail. For a dog, a tail isn't just a body part, it's a mood indicator. A high, stiff wag can signal tension, while a low, loose wag means comfort. To another dog, these tiny movements are as clear as a shouted sentence. From the flash of a firefly to the changing skin of an octopus, sight allows animals to communicate in a world of silent, visual cues. But what about the languages we can't see or hear at all? Welcome to the world of chemical communication. For an ant, the world is written in pheromones. They leave behind invisible chemical roads that tell their colony exactly where to find food or where a threat is hiding. It's like a living GPS system, where a single molecule can trigger a massive, coordinated response from thousands of individuals. On a more personal level, think of your own cat. When they rub their face against a corner, or even against you, they're using scent glands to leave a message. To us, it's just a scent. To them, it's a complex signature that marks territory, signals safety, or identifies family. In this invisible world, every smell is a sentence, and every trail is a story. It's a chemical conversation that has been happening under our noses for millions of years. Finally, we reach the most intimate language of all, touch. In the high-stakes social worlds of chimpanzees, touch is the glue that holds society together. Grooming isn't just about hygiene. It's a way to say I trust you, I'm sorry, or we are allies. A single pat on the back or a long embrace can settle a conflict that hours of screaming couldn't solve. It's a tactile conversation about power and peace. But touch can also be a precise set of directions. Consider the honeybee. When a scout bee returns to the hive, she performs the waggle dance. By vibrating her body and making physical contact with her sisters, she communicates the exact distance and direction of flowers. In the darkness of the hive, touch is their map. From the deep vibrations of an elephant's foot to the delicate dance of bee touch is how animals turn physical contact into shared knowledge. We see the signals, we hear the sounds, we smell the trails, but for the entire history of the human race, we have been like outsiders looking through a frosted window. We can see that something is happening, but we can't quite grasp the meaning behind it. We've cataloged the how of animal communication, but we are still blind to the why. But what if that window finally shattered? What if these biological signals aren't just reflexes, but the gateway to a different kind of consciousness? To understand the true weight of this, we have to move past the science and into the theory. We have to ask ourselves, if we finally broke the silence, how would the world as we know it fundamentally change? The first major impact would be the recovery of lost history. Think about the bowhead whale. These giants can live for over 200 years. There are whales swimming in the ocean right now that were alive before the light bulb was even invented. They aren't just animals, they are witnesses. They could guide us through deep, unexplored trenches and describe an ocean that existed before industrial pollution. But the library of nature goes even deeper. The Greenland shark can live for nearly 500 years. A shark swimming today might have been a juvenile when the Renaissance was beginning, patrolling the icy darkness as centuries of human history passed above them. And then there are the elephants. We know they have incredible memories, but they also carry cultural knowledge. A matriarch holds mental maps to water sources and used for 50 years, secrets passed down from our ancestors. If we could speak to them, we wouldn't just be talking to creatures. We would be unlocking the black box of Earth. We've spent centuries digging for fossils, but the living history of our planet is already out there, whispered in frequencies we're only just beginning to translate. If we learn to talk back, we have to face a massive reality check, the loss of human exceptionalism. For thousands of years, we have sat at the top of the pyramid, convinced that we are the only species capable of complex thought, planning, and culture. But what happens when a crow explains a tool-making technique we've never seen? Or when we realize an octopus has its own form of philosophy? Suddenly, the intelligence we've been so proud of doesn't look so unique. We'd have to accept that we aren't the masters of the planet, just one of many intelligent players. It would force us to redefine what it means to be smart. If a creature can navigate thousands of miles of open ocean using nothing but the stars and magnetic fields, who are we to say they aren't civilized? Right now, our entire civilization is built on a foundation of silence. Every day, millions of animals move through a global food system that treats them as units of production, as numbers on a spreadsheet. We've been able to maintain this for centuries because there is a fundamental disconnect. We see a cow or a pig, but we don't hear a person. But imagine the morning the Great Translation goes live. Imagine walking into a facility where the silence is replaced by thousands of individual voices. Not just random noises, but voices expressing complex social bonds, maternal instincts, and a clear understanding of their surroundings. If we could understand their language, we would suddenly realize that we aren't just managing livestock. We are managing a population of sentient beings who are aware of every second of their existence. This creates a staggering psychological shift. How do you justify a system of industrial farming when the subject can tell you, in plain English, that they are in pain, or that they miss their kin? Psychologists suggest that humans use cognitive dissonance to eat meat. We separate the animal from the meal. But if that animal has a voice, that separation vanishes. Every burger, every steak, and every glass of milk would come with a moral weight that most of us simply wouldn't be able to carry. The demand for lab-grown meat wouldn't just rise. It would become a global necessity for our own peace of mind. This isn't just about what we eat. It's about how our world is built. If a sheep can describe its life, is it still property? Or is it a resident? We might see a world where we no longer own animals but enter into contracts with them. Perhaps we provide protection and habitat, and in exchange, they help us manage ecosystems. We would move from a system of exploitation to one of mutualism. It's a radical, frightening, and beautiful possibility. One that would force us to redefine the very soul of human society. We would finally have to stop being the masters of the earth and start being its partners. These ideas, the history of the oceans, the shifting food systems, the early warning alarms, they sound like the plot of a science fiction movie. For decades, they were. We lacked the tools to bridge the gap between human language and the complex data of nature. But the silence is finally breaking. We're no longer just guessing at what an animal might be thinking. A new field is emerging at the intersection of biology and technology. A field that is turning the impossible into the inevitable. And thanks to the power of artificial intelligence, we are finally beginning to crack the code. How are we doing this? The answer lies in two words: digital bioacoustics. In the past, a scientist had to sit in a forest for hours with a notebook, hoping to catch a single sound. But today, we are planting thousands of high-tech microphones in the deepest jungles and the darkest oceans, recording every chirp, click, and vibration 24 hours a day. But there is a massive obstacle standing in our way, something scientists call the cocktail party problem. Imagine you are at a crowded party. Dozens of people are talking at once. Music is playing, and glasses are clinking. Your human brain is a master at this. You can tune out the chaos and focus entirely on the person standing right in front of you. But for a microphone, it's just a wall of noise. In the wild, this problem is amplified 1,000 times over. A rainforest is a chaotic symphony of thousands of species, all shouting at once. The wind is howling, rain is hitting the leaves, and insects are buzzing in the background. For years, this noise made it impossible to isolate a single conversation. How do you pick out the specific whistle of one dolphin when 100 others are clicking nearby? This is where artificial intelligence steps in. AI doesn't just hear sounds, it sees patterns. By using deep learning algorithms, we can finally strip away the layers of the forest. We can mute the rain, silence the wind, and isolate the individual voice of a single creature. We are standing on the edge of a new era. For the first time in human history, the silence between us and the rest of life on Earth is beginning to fade. What we do with that knowledge will define the next century. Will we use it to protect the history keepers of the ocean? Will we listen to the warnings of the forest before the next disaster strikes? Or will we finally face the uncomfortable truth that we were never the only ones with something to say? The Great Translation isn't just about understanding the birds or the bees.